Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the books that I want to read in May. Now I don't think May is going to be a good reading month for me personally because I'm very busy for the next 2 months, but I have been a bit outrageous and a bit ambitious with the TBR, to be honest, but I thought I will add it all on anyway. And in case you're wondering, we are in a new spot because my bedroom is currently unavailable. So we're working with what we've got here. So anyway, let's just get into the video. Okay, so the first book I want to read is Dark Rooms by Linda LaPlante. Is that how you say it? I'm so sorry. This book, I'm not quite sure what it's about. I know it's like a mystery and I know that you're investigating inside of a care home, I believe. But I don't think this is going to take too long to read. And I am very excited. I recently got it and it just seems very fascinating. It's something that I don't normally read. Obviously I normally read mysteries, but nothing that normally looks like this, which, you know, never judge a book by its cover, but I kind of do sometimes. But yeah, this one just looks really interesting, especially with like the cover here. Like, it looks amazing. So yeah, this is one of the books I want to read in May. The next book I want to read in May is The Play by Elle Kennedy. Now this has been on my TBR so many times throughout the months and I still haven't read it. And honestly, there's no reason for it. I just need to pick it up. And once I pick it up, I will be fine. It's just getting that motivation to pick it up. And it's very hard for me. But hopefully I can pick it up in May. We will see. I kind of had like that spark of like wanting to pick it up in April, but then the problem is I didn't have time to pick it up in April, and by the time, you know, I realised time had passed me by, and so I just didn't get to. So hopefully I'll get that spark back again. Then following up with that is The Dare by Elle Kennedy. I also need to read this. I just want to finish this series, and I am planning on rereading the Off-Campus series, or the first and third book in that series anyway. So I want to finish this series before I do my reread. So yeah, it's a hard one, but I just need to finish it. This one doesn't really pique my interest and neither does the other one. So that is one of the reasons why it's taken me a while, but I know that I'm going to love them, or there's a possibility that I'm going to love them. So we will see, but I do need to just finish the series already. Okay, the next book is my May book club pick, and that is Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. So this book has been on my TBR, funny enough, since last May, which ironic, yes. So it has been a year, which is crazy. So I want to read it in May. If I remember correctly, this is about two people, Olivia and Colin, and Olivia is Colin's best friend's sister, if I remember correctly. But they start chatting on a dating site. They don't know that it's, you know, each other, and then they're also having like talking in like real life, and then they find out that it's each other or something along those lines. It does sound really interesting. There's no reason for why I haven't read it yet. I want to read it in May, and I was originally going to read it on my Kindle, and then recently I got the paperback, which sparked up the motivation and wanting to read it again. So hopefully this May will be the month. Okay, next book is Misfit by Elle Kennedy. So this book recently came out and I haven't really heard much about it, which is shocking considering it's Elle Kennedy, but I find the Off-Campus series is Elle Kennedy's like most popular series, and then obviously the spin-off series Bright You. Then she has Good Girl Complex, which I also read, which I've heard bad things about. When I read it, it was okay. I do kind of see what people are saying about it. And then there's Bad Girl Reputation, which I haven't read but want to, which I've also heard bad things about. So I think that's why I might not be hearing much about this, because I have heard some good things, I have heard some bad things. Mainly bad things. So I am quite scared. But anything about this book, I don't know what it's about at all. So I don't know the context, which might be a bad thing. Oh, it's about a boarding school. I don't think have I ever read about boarding school? I'm not sure. But seems interesting. Elle Kennedy is an author that's a hit or miss for me personally. Some books I love, some books I don't. So we will see for this one. Okay, the next book is Love Her, Lose Her. So I'm currently reading Fix Her Up. I don't know if I'll finish it this month, which is April, because we've got 4 days left. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish it, but I want to continue the series anyway. So it's Love Her, Lose Her, which, if I remember correctly, is about this married couple who's having problems, and so that's what you're kind of reading about, obviously. And it does seem interesting. Again, it's a hit or miss with like marriage problems in books for me, so we will see how this one goes. And then we have Tours of Engagement, and I don't remember what this is about, but it seems interesting. I've heard more things about this book than the first 2 books, personally. And I've heard that this is most people's favourite. So we will see. But I am very excited to read this whole series. Okay, next is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I want to read this because obviously I read It Happened One Summer and What Can I Sing by Tessa Bailey and really enjoyed them. And I've heard a few things about this, like good and bad. So we will see. I, again, don't know what it's about. I don't know what most books are about that I buy, which is quite bad. I just see that other people are reading it and then I buy it. So yeah, that's quite bad. But anyway, so yeah, I want to read this because I am intrigued about it. So we will see if I get to it. I'm pretty sure this was on last month's TBR. Most of these were on last month's TBR. But like I said, I haven't had much time to read as much as I normally do. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm excited. Then next is The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So this I heard a few things about sometime last year and it didn't really intrigue me. Like, just from the cover, I was like, that's probably not my thing. And then I actually found out what it was about, and I was like, you know what? I want to reach out into things that doesn't normally interest me, but I want to see if, like, it's kind of my thing. And so, if I remember correctly, this is about 2 exes who have a, like, radio station. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But when I heard about it and remembered what it was about, it did seem intriguing. So I am excited to read this and see if it is my thing. Next is Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So, I haven't read anything by Rachel Lynn Solomon, but I have seen the book Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, or something like that. And that one piqued my interest at first. That was the first book I saw. But I bought these 2 because there was £5 on the works, and they seemed really interesting. So, this one, if I remember correctly, is about 2 people. They obviously have jobs, and their bosses are having, like, problems, like they're in a relationship but they're having problems, and so these 2 people who, you know, have the jobs are trying to get their bosses back together to make things easier and life more simpler for them at their job. Again, I could be wrong, but that is what I remembered from it. So I am excited to read this one about. Then we have Shadow and Bone. So this book I have had on my TBR so many times now. I just need to start it. Like, it's kind of bothering me at this point. I haven't started it, and I've only put the first book on my TBR because if I'm going to put the whole series on my TBR, it overwhelms me and I just don't want to do it. So I've just put the first book on, but I am hoping to read the whole series. I just want to get out of the way, and also I'm hoping to do a reading vlog, but again, I don't really have much time on my hands at the moment, so we'll see if that happens. But I am excited to start it, but nervous because I watched the first season of the show and it wasn't my thing. It didn't really intrigue me. I mean, that was years ago. That was like 2 years ago. I have changed quite a bit in, like, taste since then, so I don't know. We'll see. I want to read the books and then I want to rewatch season 1 and watch season 2. So we'll see. And then I am kind of going back on what I said with the last book, where I don't like putting the whole series on my TBR because it overwhelms me. But with this, I know it won't take me long to read the books at all, so I don't mind this one. And that is the Selection series. So I read the first book sometime last year for a video, and I want to read the second book, which is Elite. Again, I don't know much about the rest of the books. All I know is, like, it's about like this prince, I think he's a prince, who's trying to find someone to date, and there's, like, numbers and stuff and they get eliminated. That's all I know, or something along those lines. Then I want to read the third one, which is The One. Then I want to read The Heir and The Crown. So I know that these 2 books, from what I've heard, I know that these 2 books are the girls in this book's daughter, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one. The only thing that's kind of put me off with this is it is a YA, which I don't mind. That's what makes it so easy to read and so fast, and also they're really short. I will fly through it. So the first book did not take me long at all. It's the love triangle that's putting me off. Like, in the first book I didn't mind it so much because there wasn't too much of it. The first book was kind of like it getting started, but I know there's more of the love triangle and information about the love triangle in these 2 books, so I'm not sure, but we'll see. I do want to know who she ends up with, though. I'm kind of hoping it's the prince from the first book, but we will see. So those are all the books that I want to read in May. Obviously, I will probably, you know, choose other books. I might not even be able to read all these books. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to read whatever I decide to read at that point. I I'm trying to avoid my Kindle at the moment because I want to get through my physical books, and whenever I think I need a next read, I pick up my Kindle, which is very bad. So I am trying to get through my physical books because I have a lot of them. So that is why all of them are physical. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you do, please like and subscribe. If you want, it's free, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.